Welcome to Race Radio from the 2012 USA Pro Challenge. I'm Joe Lindsay. I'm here with Frankie Andreo. We are here at Mount Crested Butte, Colorado. We got Mount Gothic in the background, the ski area where they hold the U.S. Extreme Skiing Championships every year. And today's finish was pretty extreme, huh, Frankie?
Yeah, well put. I didn't know they had the extreme skiing here. But yeah, today was fantastic. I mean, the first two stages of the USA Pro Challenge have been fabulous. Yesterday, the break going and the chase all day long. And today, the exact same thing. 6 of the guys that were up there were all on the same time. I think 5 of the guys were also in the break yesterday, all of them with a different objective. And so it really came down to what teams were going to chase, and I was surprised. Russ Velo was chasing, Champion was chasing, some other teams.
United Healthcare was a Pro Continental teams that were chasing.
Yeah, it was very surprising. And so one team that's kind of playing both cards is Radio Shack. I mean, they had Jens Voigt up there, but then Jens started sitting on. So Jens isn't pulling in the front, and Radio Shack's not pulling in the back, so they're playing kind of both cards to kind of put the pressure on BMC. And honestly, I believe that break would have made it if BMC wouldn't have chased just at the end.
Yeah, BMC put some guys on with about 20K to go, and that's really when the gap started to come down. I think the Pro Continental teams definitely held the gap steady, but weren't really bringing it back that much. And then when you saw BMC get on the front, it was like boom, instantly. It went from 4 minutes to 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and by the bottom of the climb, they were just overhauled.
No, it was incredible. And then I wonder if Matthias Frank is upset that TJ Van Garderen actually chased him down, his own teammate. But in the end, TJ was fabulous. I mean, super strong legs. Van de Velde, got to give him a lot of credit. The only guy to be able to stick with him. So right now, we have 2 guys tied on the general classification. Obviously, TJ and Christian. And behind that, the top 25 guys are still only 30 seconds apart. So a super tight race leading into tomorrow.
And there's some heavy hitters in there too. I mean, you've got Leipheimer, he's at 8 seconds. You've got a bunch of guys at 12 seconds. You've got even some Radio Shack guys like Claude lurking at 18 seconds. Tomorrow's stage is an exact reprise of last year. We go from Gunnison to Aspen. It's a very long, very hard stage. Last year we saw George Hincapie actually take the win.
I didn't expect him to win last year.
We did not expect him to win last year. Yeah. We would not expect him to win this year. But you know, it's a crazy descent. That's the big thing, is you've got this big climb up Independence Pass. It's really long. It's at altitude. It tops out at like 12,500 feet. And then the descent is really hairball. So especially if there's any kind of weather, then I think it could come apart on the descent. And that, I think, is where BMC has troubles, because they can control with strength on the climb. But if somebody decides to take risks on the descent, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, they have a super strong team. And you know, last year, huge groups came over both of those climbs. The break actually went on the descent, where George was very aware and tactical. The separation happened there, and he won.
And TJ was very aware there, too.
Colombians are not going to sit around. I don't think there's going to be as much of a big group over either of those 2 big passes. I mean, we're going up to 12,000 feet. I mean, it's crazy high, dirt roads. You know, the Queen stage is the longest stage. Everything about this race is shaped up to really decide the GC. I see a smaller group coming into the finish, maybe 20 guys. It'll be those, I mentioned, top 25 guys are all within 30 seconds of each other. They want some more time separation. It is a downhill finish, and they're going to be thinking also about the next day, which is then another summit finish.
Yeah, you've got that summit finish to Beaver Creek after that. I think tomorrow is going to be good for TJ. It's kind of his home roads. His wife, Jessica Phillips, is from Aspen. She's an Aspen native. He spends a lot of time there. Obviously was very comfortable on it last year. I think for the Garmin guys, sometimes they're not necessarily known as great descenders, so it depends on what happens there for them. But I think we'll see the GC continue to consolidate, but who comes out on top, we're just going to have to find out.
And tomorrow there'll be points on the line. Today there was no points for the finish, so Tyler Farah has green. He's going to want to protect that green if he can get over to the mountains. Danielson with the KOM, but Matt Cook from Exergy is only 3 points out. Right. He's going to look to get into that break to try to get those KOM points. And most aggressive jersey, of course, up for grabs. And Dombrowski, another dangerous one. I mean, he has the Young Riders jersey, but he's thinking about switching out that whatever color that Young Rider jersey is to try to get that yellow one.
Yeah, and they're also looking for stage wins. You know, I talked to Axel Merckx, and he said it's obviously not their job to chase anything down, but they do want to make it aggressive. So I think tomorrow's stage is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and the pressure just is now for sure. Before it was like it was falling on BMC's shoulders. Now for sure it's really on BMC's shoulders. But again, yeah, let's get to tomorrow. It should be good. Beautiful area here. Fantastic.
Fantastic. Crested Butte. Come ski. That's Frankie Andreo. I'm Joe Lindsay. That's Race Radio.